John, what was that experience like for you watching what Trey Yesavage just did?
Man, tough to put into words. Kid started in A-ball this year, and just did that against that lineup. It's we can think about all the stuff, stuff and demeanor like that. That's all there, but to go do that, it's you think it's a pretty unique look, and it definitely showed. So what we were looking for were command, poise, all that kind of stuff. That was there. Swings were evident that stuff was good, and I knew I was getting booed when I went out there. But he wasn't going to go 120, 130 pitches. Just wanted to kind of let him get recognized for a job well done.
Was that the most you've ever enjoyed being booed, and what was that message like?
It's been happening a lot, but that was the best. I was kind of joking with some, Gauzy and Max and Beebs and Pete. It's just like, wish me luck. I'm going out there, But I think that was special for him to kind of have that moment. A lot of guys, Trey, Varsh, Vlad, Ernie. I mean, it was a all-around good day. They're not going away. You know what I mean? They're obviously really good, really talented. So felt like 2 games almost. Trey and then kind of the back half of it. But I'll take getting booed like that every time.
I'll go to Ben in the third row.
Just further to Trey, I know you guys kind of map out different scenarios, especially ahead of a playoff game. Did you ever, in your kind of wildest, most ambitious dreams, envision that this would be possible for him?
We maybe, you never know. We kind of always joke about that when we're talking pregame, kind of like, hey, what are we going to do if the guy's got a no-hitter? This organization is due for one, But yeah, I think at that point, it exceeded expectations, And then again, you can have all the plans in the world. Like I've said this the last couple of days, it gets flipped, in a second. So I just couldn't be happier for him, man. The journey this dude's been on this year is unbelievable.
And Fried's velo is up. He's obviously a great pitcher. What do you think allowed you guys to take good swings against him?
Man, I thought, we talked about kind of trying to grind him a little bit, and I thought our at-bats were tremendous against him. He's one of the best in the league. Kind of just took what we got. Varsh, hooking that ball, and then Ernie just getting the job done, happens to go out. And I think that we commanded the zone really well against him and forced him to kind of be in the zone a little bit. It was wondering if it was going to be more changeups and curveballs than what we had seen in the past, and kind of wasn't. And, the guys just had really, really productive at-bats all day against him.
Fifth row on your left, John.
John, it looked like you and Trey shared a moment on the mound, too, when you went out to get him. He had a big smile on his face. What message did you have for him there? Yeah,
we told him after the 5th that he had one hitter, Pete did, actually. But I told him, great job. And I told him to kind of walk as slow as he could to enjoy it. You don't want to just assume that you're going to win, you know what I mean? Because the game's never over until you get the last out. But for a guy that's been through what he's been through this year, to deliver that performance in that moment with this crowd here, I really wanted him to enjoy it. That's kind of what I told him.
Third row on your far right, Rob.
Hey, John, another question about Trey. He's talked about how the organization has managed his workload this year and how it's really worked for him to be ready for this stage. With that in mind, with the confidence that he's clearly showing from start to start, is he in as good a place as he's been? Like, is he getting stronger by the start?
Yeah, I think that he's really comfortable. I think that being here, it's his 4th start, you know what I mean? But I think understanding that his stuff plays, and then still trying to figure some things out and adjusting and talking to guys. Looking back at the beginning of the year, you're not thinking that Trey is going to be part of the equation, right? We've talked about this to where I didn't start thinking about it till July, August. And then when it kind of starts to become real a little bit, I think that the organization did a really good job of using him appropriately, and making sure that, okay, if you're going to be an option for us, we got to make sure we're doing what's right for you now so it could be an option later. So I think just the messaging to him was pretty clear. And I think that gives him confidence to, understand that we trust him. So kind of a collective effort.
The 4th row on your right, John.
John, about Vladdy, in that fourth inning, he looked, he was bouncing in the batter's box.
Yeah.
He was dancing to the music between pitches. He looked like he was either really comfortable, really relaxed, really locked in. What did you see from him before he hit that ball?
Kind of all three of those things, It's kind of what we saw yesterday a little bit. And, I think when Vlad's not in a hurry, he's really good. And those are the at-bats that we want him to have. And I thought all of his at-bats today were really good. And I think his swing is in a really good spot. But that's a huge swing for him, huge swing in the game, obviously. But kind of cool for him the last two to have some moments, right? Because he's our guy. He's our dude. And I said it before the series. I want him to play free and confident and loose, but at the same time be locked in. And he's pretty locked in right now.
What is it that can get him that loose in the batter's box? And we haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, confidence is a real thing, And again, I've said it, like he's kind of a swing away or an at bat away. He's really talented, So when you get to this time of year, you can kind of, feel good about what you're doing, and it kind of gets a little bit contagious. So Vlad has the ability to do that really any given night.
A few more for John. Fourth row on your far left, John.
Hey, how's it going? I was just outside talking with a ton of fans on Kiss FM Canada, and they are electric right now. They're absolutely incredible. Fans are so important to the game. What do you want to say to all the fans going into Game 3?
For one, thank you. Not just for the last 2 days, but I think for this season and for the past couple months. The atmosphere here is, you have to kind of be here to understand it, and from a couple hours before the game, it's pretty evident that they're here supporting us. And it's something this group does not take lightly, something that we as an organization do not take lightly, that we're playing for a country. And it's really evident that they're here supporting us. And it's a tough place for people to come in and play, and when you kind of have that competitive advantage, it feels really good. So for the fans, I say thank you. We want continued support, and looking into Game 3, I hope you're all watching. And if you want to come down to New York, that'd be great too.
Do two last ones for John. The fourth row, straight ahead.
Hi. How much credit do you give to the minor league office, minor league staff to develop of these guys, throwing flames here in the big leagues and doing the stuff very well?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason Casey Kendall, our AAA manager, is here. He's been aligned with us from day one. There's been contributions from everyone. I just joked with him after the game. I said, "Nice going with Trey. You really nailed that one." But I think that it's a sign of a really good organization. When you're kind of doing things that we're going to do here in the minor leagues is pretty cool. We've had contributions from a lot of guys, pitchers, hitters, that spent time in Buffalo and Single A. I'll give a shout out to Gil Kim, who is the manager in Single A. So it's fulfilling to kind of see that result in real time.
Third row, straight ahead.
John, Ernie's first ever career playoff hit. What did that do for the team, having a guy like that get you guys the lead early on?
That was huge against a really good pitcher. You kind of watch what Trey's doing, and then you get 2 runs there pretty quick, and you feel pretty good about it. You never know how the game is going to end up. Ernie's, I talked about Miles, I think, earlier today or yesterday as being kind of one of the glue guys. He's just a baseball player, you know what I mean? And he's turned himself into a damn good major leaguer. So he kind of fits the mold, Yesterday was Lukey with a big day, Hemi with a big day. Today was Ernie. I think we're kind of not really talking about Varsho's day at the plate. Kind of ho-hum, couple doubles, couple homers. But I think it's cool for everyone to kind of chip in.
I'll finish up in the second row on your far right.
All right, I'll give you a Varsho question. He's getting hits also against lefties yesterday, today too. Talk about his game and how it's really, in such a short season for him with all those injuries, what he's been able to do here in the postseason.
He's been phenomenal, right? If you guys say Dalton Varsho, everyone thinks about him, the outfielder, right? And he's made a ton of adjustments. I wish we had him the entire year. His numbers probably would be off the charts, but you feel good about, it's a tough assignment to go in against Max Fried, and you feel a little bit better when you know a guy is convicted in a specific approach and looking for some pitches and knowing what his swing does against certain pitches. So we got a bunch of lovable guys. Varsho is up there, you know what I mean? And I'm just really happy for him that he's having the success right now, because he's been through a ton in the past year, going through surgery and getting banged up again this year and missing time. It's not easy to do what he's doing, kind of having a staggered season, but just a phenomenal day from him.
How are you feeling right now, Trey, with all this going on? How does this feel for you?
This has got to be cloud nine. I mean, I couldn't imagine a better feeling right now.
You did this with your family in the stands, then the broadcast a ton. Like, you've made 100 calls to them this year about going up levels. What does it mean to have this moment with your folks watching?
It's special. They've been with me from age 4 in T-ball all the way up to now 22, playing in the major leagues. They've been to every step of the way. They've been my biggest supporters, and I mean, they're the best parents I could have ever asked for.
Other questions for Trey? Yeah, we'll go to the third row.
Hey, Trey. How does it feel to pitch so well that when your manager came in to take you out, he got booed?
I know the fans probably wanted me to stay out there, but it's the smart thing to do. We were 12 runs at that time, to not push it. So it is what it is.
Go to the fourth row, Trey.
Trey, from the first inning, the first strikeout, the fans, you had 44,000 people on their feet every time you got to 2 strikes. What was that like to experience?
It's something I've never felt before. The energy and the passion that this fan base has, and all 44,000 people that were here tonight. It's special, and I mean, they're the reason I had so much juice and life in me, and I thank them for it.
As far as, we know you're confident, and we know you have a lot of trust in your stuff. How much did what you did today, exceed even your greatest expectations for what today could have been?
I mean, I was just doing what I feel comfortable doing, throwing splits late in the count, and just so happens they were swinging and missing at a bunch of them and chasing them down. So, I mean, I didn't change anything. I just was the Trey that I usually am, and it really worked out tonight.
Third row on your left, Steve.
So when you're thinking by yourself before the game, and you're thinking in your head, maybe this will be a good day, maybe 6 clean innings, maybe whatever is in your head, how much did what you do exceed what you thought you might be able to do?
I was sitting in there thinking about the comment I made the other day where I said, I'm built for this. And I was like, well, I better back that up. So I wanted to go out there and do the best I possibly could, and thankfully it stayed true to that.
Go to Rob on your right, Trey.
Hey Trey, when you're in the middle of a game like that, and you see the reaction of the Yankees batters as they have no answer for you, is there an intimidation factor for you? Do you feel that you've got the upper hand when you see that type of reaction?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was in control all night. Kirky was calling a great game, didn't shake him off once, and when the ball was put in the play, the defense was making plays. So, I mean, all around, it was a great defensive performance.
Second row, right.
Watching you pitch, it was very quick to see you get the ball, throw the ball, and really making the Yankees hitters kind of figure out what just happened there as they're trying to figure out where the release is and what the pitch is and all that kind of stuff. I wonder what it was like for you when you've got to wait because your team's scoring 2, 3, 6 runs in an inning. What's it like in the dugout?
I just try to keep moving around, but mentally I am thrilled because, I mean, if they're not scoring runs, we're kind of in trouble there. But the offense put up, when I finished, 12 runs, and that exceeded my expectations drastically, and I was able to go out there and pitch freely.
Fourth row back on your left, Trey.
Hey there, what's going on? It's Maury from the Roz and Mocha Show. Watching your dad high-fiving everyone constantly through the game was just so emotional. What was it like for you being on that mound, throwing pitches to people who you grew up watching. Is this a dream come true? Has it hit you yet?
It is a dream come true, and I'm sure tonight when I'm laying in bed in New York that it'll really hit me. You know, my dad, it's his signature move. He's been doing it for years. When I was in college, would run around our basement when they're watching the game on TV, high-fiving everyone. But yeah, I mean, it's I'm sure it'll sink in later tonight.
Trey, a bunch of your teammates and your manager have been up here the last day or so talking about kind of your calmness and your poise and your maturity. Do you feel like you've always kind of had that when you're on the mound, or when did you kind of develop those traits?
I feel like for the most part, I've always had that. I would say in college is when I really learned that. Just talking about like the mental game and not getting too high, but not getting too low. Like if something goes bad, just brush it off. But if something goes really good, still be able to brush it off and move on to the next pitch. Yeah.
And then,
Great. Two things. First of all, Fernando Perez sent a message from Nicaragua to you, a former teammate in Vancouver. He says he's proud of you. And the second stuff, if any moment in the minor leagues that helped to you to build that you are right now?
Yeah, every stop of the way, I learned something new because it was a new group of coaches, support staff, and teammates. So just making friends, learning stuff, talking to coaches, pitching coaches, nutritionists, whatever it is. I've learned something new at every single level.
Trey, you broke the record for most strikeouts by a rookie pitcher in franchise history. Vlad also hit the first Grand Slam in the franchise postseason history. So how special does that make the day for you?
Really special. I mean, hitting a grand. I didn't know that was the Grand Slam was the first one in franchise history, but I mean, being able to put up 4 runs just like that is special to any pitcher. And then for myself, I couldn't do this without my teammates. They've been in my corner. They've made crazy plays behind me. The 4 starts I've been here, and I'm just very, very lucky to be a part of this organization and today.
Fourth row on your right.
Trey, I'm assuming last year at this time you're probably in instructs, just having gotten drafted. You're watching the Yankees in the World Series. I know they don't have names on the backs of these jerseys, but how do you separate, that's Aaron Judge in there, that's Giancarlo Stanton, these are the people I'm pitching to just sort of see them as just another hitter I have to get out?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta treat it like you're in control and you're confident in your own stuff. If you're up there worried about the hitter and his talent, you're not going to execute how you want to. You're not going to be able to make the pitches that you want to. So it's just the belief in yourself, the belief in your stuff, the belief in your catcher that sets apart like the aspect of worrying about the hitter.
Stay in that same spot.
Hey Trey, on a day like this where a million things happen, is there a singular moment you think you'll remember most about this day?
Probably curtain call. That was special, having walking off the mound, having all of this place standing on their feet and just showing support for me. It was very special.
Go one row ahead to Ben.
You've got some pretty experienced and accomplished teammates. Did you have the chance to chat with them at all about your outing? What did they maybe say to you as the game was coming to an end?
Yeah, I talked to a bunch of the guys on the starting staff, and they were just saying congrats, that was special, whatnot, and some of them were saying that I called that. So they were in my corner from the jump.
Go to Mitch in the back.
Trey over here. I'm just wondering that first inning after walking Judge, you go 2-0 to Bellinger and you kind of ask for a new ball, step off the mound, grab the rosin bag. What are you kind of thinking in that moment or saying to yourself in the first there?
I'm just trying to reset, get in control of my breath and just keep my heart rate down, not let the game speed up on me, and just focus on whatever the next pitch I have to make is. Because, I mean, I walked him on, I believe, 4 pitches, and they weren't bad pitches. They weren't bad misses. So I was just recentering myself to just make minor adjustments to get back in the zone.
I'll take a last question. Fourth row, your right.
Just who pushed you out for the curtain call? Who did someone tell you to go do it?
Pretty much the entire dugout was telling me to. Springer was definitely there. One of the high advocates for it. But it was a dugout. It was the whole dugout.
Ernie, you've talked to a lot of us over the years about like what it's meant for you to have this organization like believe in you and stick with them. With that in mind, what does it mean for you to have that moment right there in front of this crowd?
Yeah, it was awesome. It's kind of what you dream about, as a kid in the backyard. But usually it's in the 9th inning when you do that kind of thing. So I still had a lot of game left, so I had to lock back in. I had to walk back into the clubhouse and kind of gather myself because my heart was beating so fast. I was so excited, but had to reel it back in and finish the ball game.
Ben, third row.
Ernie, we just talked to Trey. Obviously, unbelievable game from him. What was your perspective on what he did watching him from third base?
Yeah, he made our job in the field easy. He struck everybody out, so that was nice. Because those ground balls can get a little scary in those kind of games. But no, he was amazing. He was amazing, very poised. It's the same Trey that we've seen for his first couple starts. So very encouraging, and I'd encourage him to keep making our job easy.
We'll stay in the same spot.
Ernie, just wondering what was going through your mind as you were running around the bases, first career playoff hit, and you kind of had your arms out, like maybe you were flying or something. Just wondering what that moment was.
I have no idea. I don't remember anything. I totally blacked out. I honestly have no idea what I was doing. I look like an idiot, but it is what it is.
Go to the 5th row, straight back.
Ernie, what does it say about this offense that you've got more home runs in these 2 games than strikeouts combined so far? 8 homers and 7 strikeouts through 2 games.
Yeah, we're wow. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. The not striking out thing is pretty awesome because we're just grinding in there. Trying to be a tough at bat, and it's 1 through 9. Not giving away at bats and just trying to make it tough on their pitchers. We know where they're at in terms of like their bullpen and everything. They just came off a really tough series, so it's really important for us to work them and just make it as tough as possible on them.
Third row on your left, Ernie.
Ernie, the crowd the last 2 days has been especially electric. Does it feel like you're playing for something bigger than the Toronto Blue Jays, that you're playing for the country? And what does that feel like right now?
Yeah, when you're playing for a country it's a little bit different. It's been really special to kind of look around, take a step back and look around and see all the people there supporting you, and the crowds have been amazing. At the end of the day, we're playing for the guys in our clubhouse. We love each other a lot, and we're a really close group. And then, we're playing for the Blue Jays organization, and then we're playing for an entire country. So there's not another team that can say that. It's really, really special.
Other questions for Ernie? Yeah, Rob in the back left corner.
Hey, Ernie, you guys have played with confidence all year long and believed in yourselves. Does that hit another level when you have a weekend like you just had?
Yeah, we've played our asses off at home. There's no denying it, and that's huge because of the fans and the comfortability, and it's just we play with a lot of pride here in Toronto, and it goes a long way when you get 40,000 and you have everybody cheering you on. It makes it really easy.
Other questions for Ernie? On your right, second row.
You talk about playing for a country, for Canada here, but back home in Rochester, probably a lot of Yankee fans. How are you going to deal with those guys?
Well, hopefully we're starting to convert them to Blue Jays fans. But honestly, the support back in Rochester is unbelievable, and I get a bunch of texts, and I can feel the love. It's really appreciated, and I think we're on our way to converting quite a few people from Yankees fans to Blue Jays fans.
Anything else